Hi, my name is Monica, aka Indigo Slay, and it's time to answer some questions. I put up on Instagram for you guys to comment under one of my pictures with some questions or topics that you'd like me to discuss. So it's time to do that, and I'm trying to get this done all under 10 minutes, fingers crossed, and in one take. I don't want to edit the video. So let's begin. I'm just going to choose a couple random ones. First one, where do you draw inspiration from? I draw inspiration from myself mostly. I'm pretty self-involved in the sense that I like to figure out what's in here. A lot of people, I feel like, well, as people, I think we try to find the things that we lack in others. For example, we try to find love in others, and we try to find happiness and feelings of fulfillment in others, but I think that has to come from you first. Do as much as you can within yourself, and then really try to build bonds with other people so they can be as genuine as possible. You can't you can't start trying to love someone when you don't even love yourself. You know what I mean? So I do a lot of self-reflection, and that's the phase that I am at right now in my life, the point where I'm at. So that's why my art revolves around revolves around that. Just a lot of self-portraits, because it's about self-reflection, and it's just a lot about diving in and figuring myself out. So I find inspiration just from daily things in my life. I think people think inspiration is supposed to be this big thing, like oh my god, I've been inspired and my eyes are open and I'm completely changed. No, it's literally daily things. The smallest moments hold so much meaning, and if you're in tune with your surroundings and you're aware of all the patterns and how ironic life can be and just simple things like that, then you can make the most out of anything and create things with it, whether that's writing or drawing or photography or whatever it is that you do. Alright, that was a lot of talking. What would you tell young girls that are trying to find their way or going through a rough time? Something that I find really comforting is a idea that all of this is temporary, and the way that you're feeling right now won't be how you will be feeling in a few days or months or years even. When you're a young woman, especially at this age, which a lot of us are in, it's very, 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 very difficult because you're going through a lot of changes at once, and you're kind of being made to figure out, being forced to figure out what it is that you want to do, especially if you're in school. You don't know if you want to go to school, you don't know what your career is gonna be, and there's so much going on with your friends and your boyfriends and your girlfriends and this and that, and it can be very overwhelming, and it can be very scary, and it can be very depressing. And just understand that it passes, and that you will move on, and that it does get better. That's one of the most cliche sayings, but it does get better with time. And just keep putting out positivity into the universe. Keep loving all the people in your life and whatever, and just value yourself. Simple as that. And also, I was gonna say something else. I forgot. Damn it. I forgot. I felt like it was important. Value yourself. It all passes. I guess I forgot. I might remember later on. Alright, did you always embrace your natural hair? How did you come to accept and celebrate your flaws? So I'll start with natural hair. I've had my hair natural probably for 2-3 years, and by natural I mean not straighten it. Within the past 2 years, I have probably straightened it no more than 10 times, and that's pushing it. Probably 5, but yeah. And it took a lot of bad hair days. Actually, it was a bad hair year, trying to figure out what works with my hair and what doesn't, and how I like it to be styled and an appropriate length to where it's it can just fall easily. And I think coming to accept my curls was just, it came when I started to accept myself. For some people, hair isn't a big deal. It's just kind of like an outfit to them. It's just a hairstyle, so they're straightening it just because that's how they like it. But for me, my hair holds a lot more meaning in terms of accepting the curl pattern. I feel like that is just external proof of your ancestor, aside obviously from your skin complexion and your features. The curl pattern is also a part of you, a part of where you come from and your people and your genetic makeup. So straightening it, I feel like it's just denying that. Every time I've gotten so used to having my hair curly and having this mentality that whenever I straighten my hair, I feel like I'm lying to myself, and that when people see me, they're just seeing a lie. And that's pretty, like, you know, dramatic, but I just got used to having my hair curly. Now I love it. The bigger the better. I'm trying to grow it out. But yeah. And how did you come to accept and celebrate your flaws? It's hard. It's so hard. Just a lot of self-reflection. Understand that everyone has flaws, and understand it's more important for you to understand why you feel how you feel about your flaws. Like, it's all a matter of perspective, and just because you feel like a certain thing is bad about, like, yourself, like, if you don't like how much you weigh, like, ask yourself, why don't I like it? Is it because I don't like it? Is it because it's something that my friends, like, put on me, like, they're all skinny and I'm, you know, I'm not skinny, so I feel bad, or my mom is always telling me, or society is always telling me? Like, really try to deconstruct that feeling and see where that comes from, just so you can, like, be able to deal with it and cope with it and grow from it. I think I make sense of the world by making sense of myself. That's always something that I'm always saying that, and it's so important just for you to be comfortable with yourself, you know what I mean? So you can be comfortable with others. You can find so much empowerment just by embracing your flaws. It's like, if I know all the flaws that my physicality has and that my mentality has, like, you can't tell me shit. Like, I already know what's wrong with me, so you gotta find some other way to get under my skin, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know if that helped. What else? I got a lot of awesome questions. My favorite things about humans. When I first read that question, I was just like, what the fuck? Because I'm very positive and loving and blah 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 blah, but I'm also like I'll switch real quick, and I can be very negative and very, very, very sarcastic and just bitter and rude. Like, I, like, switch off really quickly. But you never really think, like, what's your favorite thing about humanity, especially nowadays where everybody's like, fuck society, fuck human beings, we're ruining the world, everyone's stupid, you know what I mean? So my favorite thing about human beings is, our potential, our infinite potential, the fact that we can do anything we set our minds to, and the only thing that stops that is our like, environmental factors, like the country that you're growing up in, or your sexual orientation, or your gender, or your religion, just things like that. Those are, like, human factors that are stopping you from fulfilling, like, reaching your potential. And especially if you're living in a progressive city like New York City, you have to take advantage of that potential. Don't let it go to waste. Don't settle for anything less than what you are worth. And I feel like potential is one of the most beautiful things. It just, like, once you are aware of that you can literally do anything, all you gotta do is apply yourself, like, all the doors open, and it's actually overwhelming at times, but it's a beautiful thing. And alright, I'm getting tired. I'm talking so much. My favorite and least favorite thing about being a Virgo. I'm gonna do that one really quickly because not everyone's a Virgo, but I love astrology. My favorite thing about being a Virgo is how analytical we are and how much of a perfectionist we can be, but also that's one of my least favorite things, because being a perfectionist by nature is a very, very, very difficult thing, just because everything that you do, you're not satisfied. So you're constantly being let down, but you keep pushing yourself. So I progress really quickly, because as soon as I make something, I'm like, I don't like this, moving on. I don't like this, moving on. So I'm always moving on to the next thing, always doing something so much better, and that's awesome. But it's not so awesome at the same time. Oh, and also, we come off as very, very cold people just because we are very logical and we think before we feel. We're not very outward with our emotions. We keep it in and we express it in different ways, and a lot of people don't understand that it's not us being mean or cold or heartless. It's just us being cautious and keeping our composure. Yeah. What's your background? I'm Dominican, born and raised, lived there till I was 6. Advice for young artists. Create every single day. Well, create every single day as much as you possibly can. Make creating a habit. I think we all get stumped right now. I'm actually in a stump. Like, it's really hard for me to make things, but I'm trying to push myself. But make sure you make creating a habit, because that's how you progress. That's how you, well, first of all, like, develop your technical skills so you can, you know, make better quality work. But you also experiment with so many different, like, concepts and techniques and styles. So that's really, really, really awesome, and that should be your #1 thing. Just keep creating, make as much work as possible, make as much quality work as possible. And yeah, I think that's it. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that because we're at 10 minutes and 40 seconds. So my name is Monica, aka Indigo C, and I hope this was helpful in some type of way. Bye!